This is my new DIY project. Now, if you made it to my channel because of the woodworking videos or the workbench video, don't worry, I'm gonna keep making plenty of woodworking projects. I've had a lot of life changes recently. For one, we had a new baby boy, and also sold a couple vehicles, picked up this older 2008 GX470, and it needs a lot of TLC, as you'll see in just a moment. It's really rough, but I'm going to go through and get the maintenance up to date, take care of all the cosmetic issues. Feels good to be back in the saddle of a Lexus and Toyota family vehicle. We used to have a 2008 Toyota 4Runner, but sadly it got totaled. My wife was driving it and a lady pulled out in front of her. She couldn't stop in time. It wasn't our fault, but it got totaled. It was old and had a lot of miles, had like over 200,000 miles, maybe like 2003-ish, I think. So they totaled it, insurance totaled it out. And then at the time, vehicle prices were super inflated, which they still kind of are right now. So we wanted to replace it with something that was all-wheel drive, super reliable like a Toyota or Lexus, and we ended up getting a GX460. The plan was to get the insurance money from the 4Runner, about $14,000-ish, and then put that down on the GX460, which would give us a really low car payment, and that was the plan. Well, it took a while to get the insurance check, and we went car shopping. We went ahead and bought a 460 that was like 35-ish, and the plan was to refinance it whenever we got that check. We ended up getting the insurance check, but it turns out that you have to wait at least 6 months to refinance. So we were going to do that, and then that's when the interest rates went absolutely crazy. So it didn't make sense for us to refinance, and we ended up just selling that vehicle because we didn't want the car payment and also the debt of it. And the original plan was to get something a little more practical. However, there was a twist to the story, because when the GX460 was in the shop, we got a BMW X5 hybrid rental. Not really hybrid, but like e-power plus the engine. So you had the internal combustion engine plus the electric motor all working simultaneously, which made it really torquey and really fun to drive. It handled super well. Acceleration was great. So anyways, it just performed really well, and that got us thinking. So I did some research, and we ended up getting an older Porsche Cayenne, a 2013 Porsche Cayenne GTS, which was a fun vehicle. I also had a 2017 Tacoma that had a 3-inch lift on it whenever we bought it, and I do a lot of commuting for work, a lot of highway driving. For some reason it felt a little squirrely on the highway. I don't know if it was lower ball joints, or upper and lower control arms, the wheel offset, something like that. But we ended up selling it, and we found another Porsche. Now I know what you're thinking, 2 Porsches. They were both under 25,000. So the BMW influenced us. The German car performance is just unmatched. And I knew going in, German cars were notorious for their reliability or lack thereof, parts being expensive, etc. I planned to do all the maintenance myself to save some money, but as it turns out, I didn't have as much time or money as I thought. So we ended up just wanting to sell those and go back to Lexus or Toyota because of the reliability, the dependability. They didn't seem so fragile. It felt like every time you touched or worked on the Porsche, something was going to break. Everything was plastic. The bolts were aluminum. Every time you did the brake pads, you had to replace the caliper bolts because they're aluminum. So I loved the performance, I loved the handling, the braking, all that stuff, but it just wasn't a good fit. So we know we wanted to go back to the Toyota Lexus family and get either a 4Runner like we used to have, or a GX460 or 470. So I definitely wanted full-time all-wheel drive, not just 4-wheel drive. And the 4Runners in our budget, the older Toyota 4Runners that have full-time all-wheel drive, were either really expensive or just really hard to find. So we had a few options: older 4Runner, GX460, or GX470. And we ended up finding a GX470 that fit our budget, and the frame wasn't all rusted out or anything. Now don't get me wrong, this one is rough. It needs a lot of maintenance, it needs a lot of cosmetic help, a lot of TLC in general. But it'll be fun to fix it up, customize it along the way. And the V8 engines that came in these are super smooth. They're notorious for their reliability, good reliability that is. And if you take care of them, do the preventative maintenance, they'll run forever. The truck itself feels super solid. I feel like I could drive over anything and I don't have to worry about stuff breaking. Oil changes are easy, and if I want to change the oil, the drain plug bolt is steel, so I don't have to put a new drain plug bolt in every single time I change the oil. It's easy to work on. Parts are pretty inexpensive. It's good looking, super off-road capable. It's aged pretty well, relatively. Now these GX470s overseas, they're known as the Landcruiser or Prados, and they have a great reputation for their off-road capabilities. Full-time all-wheel drive, pretty short wheelbase, good entry and exit angles, makes for a really off-road capable vehicle. Now we don't plan to do a whole lot of off-roading or anything, but it's just fun. We'll take it out on the beach or something like that. Maybe up a cabin road in Blue Ridge, Georgia, or North Carolina, Tennessee, somewhere like that, you know, if we go on vacation. But I mostly wanted the all-wheel drive for safety. It rains a lot in Florida where I'm at, and I like being able to punch it and not worrying about the wheels spinning or slipping. I love it so far. As I mentioned, it definitely needs some maintenance and cosmetic work, but it drives really well. It's super smooth, super quiet, not quite as bouncy as our old 4Runner. In one of my past jobs, I was an automotive painter. I've got about 10 years of automotive painting experience, so I may end up painting this thing or possibly doing a wrap. So if you don't know, I'm a bit all over the place, meaning I've got lots of different interests. I want to make lots of different videos about different things, and I also have a couple different YouTube channels. One is an automotive channel, one is a production channel where I did a couple Airbnb tours, and I'm working on a travel vlog, which I'm not sure where I'll post that just yet. And I love making videos, but my most valuable resource, which is time, is very limited. After doing some minor calculations, I realized I can't make videos for all these channels and work a full-time job and contribute to my family life. So I'm going to try and keep things simple, consolidate things a little bit, and I hope you stick around for the journey. I can't promise what the content will be about, but I promise I'll do my best to make it entertaining. I plan to redo the headlights inside and out. There are many paint imperfections, and the rear bumper probably just needs to be replaced. We picked up some 18-inch 4Runner wheels that just need new tires mounted. Hopefully I'll take care of that in the next video. The roof rack is missing end caps, which I'd really like to just replace it with a nice flat rack. It needs a new dash because this old one is cracked, new steering wheel, and seat leather. So as you can see, this thing is pretty rough. It needs a lot, as I mentioned before. So far I've vacuumed it out. I bought it from someone that loves to go to the beach, and they filled it with tons of sand. So I did a quick vacuum, I blew it out with compressed air, I changed the cabin filter, added some power steering fluid. It needs a power steering flush, needs all kinds of stuff. I could go on and on, but you'll see. I'll keep it simple, I'll keep it entertaining, and hopefully we'll get some cool videos out of it. Well, as always, thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing, and I hope you join me on this journey to fix up this GX470 and see what adventures I take it on.